What's the crack, lads, and welcome back to another player review. Today we are going to be taking a look at the beast, the absolute monster in the box, Ian KOLER, as he bangs in another powerful header, lads. He's an absolute tank. He's probably one of the best players, I think, in the game aerially. So in the air, he's probably the best player that I've played with. I know we've got Lewandowski, Benzema's quite good, Cavani is actually quite good. We do have a GP alternative as well that stacks up incredibly close to KOLER in terms of everything. Finishing, heading, speed, strength, power, and player skills, as well as height and weight. So make sure and keep watching the video for that as well if you do not want to get KOLER. So KOLER is available, as you see here, in the eFootball points shop, along with Oliver Kahn. He's 5,000 eFootball points, as you see here, with the rest of the guys that are there. Lodi is 5,000, as you see there. So it's the same for Kahn and KOLER, and there's a couple of others in there as well. Paul Scholes is there, Inamoto is there. There's a couple of other guys there as well that are legends, and a mixture then between other players like John Stones and Diaz from Liverpool is there as well. But I think that this would probably be the best 5,000 you'll spend apart from Oliver Kahn. Now, this is my version of KOLER. I'm going to be showing you a slightly different version of him. If you don't take the playstyle proficiency into consideration, right? He has got unwavering form. He has got first time shot. He has got long range shooting. And he has heading. He has 95 heading stats, 93 physical contact, and 89 kicking power with 83 jumping, right? So, I mean, I think he's a beast, man. I think he's one of the best, as I said, he's one of the best players that I've used to just get on the end of crosses. You have to be playing out wide and swinging crosses into him. You're not going to be dribbling with this guy. I mean, he's a one-man army really up front, but he's very limited in what he can do. Like, he's very limited. He's not going to be running, gunning like Romario. He can't dribble. He can't really bring players into the game. His offensive awareness isn't high enough for him to be making incredible runs, and he's as slow as molasses, man. He's super, super slow. But this is the formation I'm playing with him. So it's a modified 5-2-3, and I switch to a 3 at the back into a kind of a different formation when I am playing a little bit more aggressive. So it's like a 3-4-3. But you'll see here, right? Like, literally all the goals that you're going to get with him, you'll see here, he brings a little player into the box here. He's going to continue to run in, and he's just going to hang at the back post, waiting for the delivery in. His movement in the box isn't bad, but once you put the ball in anywhere near the vicinity in there, lads, he's just a game changer for you. Now, what I usually do is I bring him on in the second half, and, he's won me matches. You'll see in the Dream Team Chronicles episodes that I've done, I've brought him on. He's just completely closed out games for me. And he's a huge threat to have. I think there's a big conversation to be had of whether you should have a tall player that can win an aerial ball or just two fast guys up front. I definitely think there is room for somebody like KOLER there. Because if you look at him, right, this is the version I would possibly train up if you are playing out wide or long ball and you don't want to worry about your team play style proficiency. I would probably have his heading up as best as possible. My version of him is only at a 95. And I do think that could actually go a little bit higher. You could have 98 physical contact and 99 header, which will mean that he's going to dominate every single player in the game, apart from maybe like one or two if you've boosted them up with their maximum physical contact. He's just literally going to be bullying people left, right, and center in the box. I'm not talking about when you control him. I'm talking about when the AI is controlling him. You just won't be able to get the ball off him. The CPU won't be able to get the ball off him. So unless you're going to manually be defended by a really good player, KOLER is going to get like a lot of balls in the air. Now, I want to focus on this guy, Onuachu. He's a monster as well, lads. You can see there he's got a very similar height and weight. He is a target man as well. He is available for about 32,000 GP. He goes up to an 87 overall player. But look at those stats. 96 header, 96 physical contact. He's actually faster than KOLER by a good bit. But he doesn't have the jump. He doesn't have the kicking power. And he doesn't have the finishing that KOLER has. Well, it's very similar. He doesn't have the offensive awareness like totally matched with KOLER. But if you are looking to stay free to play and you don't have enough eFootball points to actually get KOLER, he is the next best thing. Now, one thing I will say about KOLER, lads, is, you have to play him in a very specific way, right? He can hassle and he can win the ball back, as you see here. His movement into the box with his offensive awareness isn't bad. We do get a good chance here. He's going to just round this up. It's a big, long chance. You can see his movement in the box. Just focus on where his movement is, his AI movement. He does track back a bit, but the best thing to get out of KOLER is literally once you get the ball in an out wide position, he will run into the middle of the net, into the middle of the goals, and then he'll either come front post or back post depending on where you put the ball. He's got excellent AI when you put the ball into the box like that. I think the stunning crosses work really, really, really well for KOLER. That was the clip we saw at the start of it. But look, if you are going to be playing him, this is a simmed match that I was doing earlier. This is kind of what he's all about. He can miss chances, but you are going to win free headers. And this was against the AI. We were just simming a match, looking to get some free player of the week players or the spin. But this is what he's all about, man. Is just getting across the defender. And he really should have scored that one, to be honest with you there. He really should have scored that one. But yeah, look, there are frailties to him as well. There are things that let down this card. You'll just see another goal here that we simmed. There are things that let down this card as well. I think most notably is that you just can't dribble with him, man. You can't dribble with him. So you're going to have to be, using him the way he's meant to be used. Crosses, in at the front post, in at the back post, and just being... Genuinely, you'll see here, you can't use him like this. Like, you can't use him running and gunning, no matter what difficulty you're playing against, or even definitely not online. You can't use him like this, like coming short to bring other players into the ball. His shooting isn't as good as other strikers. I think this guy is, he's a one-trick pony in the box, lads, but he's an incredible one-trick pony. He does what he does extremely well. Like, again, you'll see here, we spread the ball out. If this is Romario, like Romario has that controlled, or Mbappe has that controlled and gone, or else passed away. Now, the other thing is you're not going to be really chasing and tracking and hassling and harrying with him either. And his passing ability, his dribbling ability, nothing is tight or responsive. So you do have to use him in a very specific way. But it's not the worst thing, that's not the worst thing I think that you could possibly do. Because if you do have him there in your arsenal, to have him off the bench, it is good. So I do give him a rating of 7 out of 10. He's effectively a free card, lads. He's a free card. So I definitely think he's worth it. I think if you're talking about him being a free card and you're talking about using him in a very, very specific play style, I think he goes up to like a 10 out of 10. If you're using him, as I showed in this video, for an actual target man, for a guy to get on the end of headers, to just be a nuisance in the box, and to really kind of like scare your opponent. Because I've won games with KOLER where I've brought him on, where Mario has done nothing for me, and I've really struggled with the 1-2 passing and one-touch passing and the build-up play and, dribbles and skills and everything. I just can't score. And KOLER comes on and it's, it's like taking a hammer to a nail. It just does what it says and boom, you can score a lot of goals with KOLER. But overall, I do think the rating of 7 out of 10 is fair. If you are a good player and you play a lot of wide play, you can turn this guy into a 10 out of 10 player very easily. But that is my overall rating for him. I do love him. I would probably give him my own rating of 9 out of 10 for the way I play and my play style within that 4-3-3 or that 5-2-3 formation I play. But let me know what you guys think. I'll be back quite soon, lads. Hope you're enjoying the videos. Don't forget to subscribe. Peace.